Welcome to a new episode of Scottish Football Matters. This week we are going to be discussing the Scotland fallout from the international break. When I say fallout, I don't mean a bad thing. I mean obviously the fallout from the games. And we'll also be discussing the Celtic fallout, obviously with the thing coming up with the 12-minute protest on Sunday. We'll discuss the Nico Raskin situation at Rangers, and we'll end it all with our predictions for the games at the weekend. So how you doing
Yeah,
this
all
week, mate?
good. Yep, all good. Actually enjoyed a couple weeks of international football. I normally hate international football because it's a break for Rangers, but I really enjoyed it this time because it was a break from Rangers.
Well, I suppose it was
But
positive also because we didn't lose. We didn't lose. We drew and we won.
nah,
So yeah,
nah, I mean, I said, you said there 4 points was a great start to the group. A 0-0 draw against Denmark, toughest game of the group. You follow up with 2-0 win away to Belarus. It now gives you 4 points, 4 games left. Three of them are at Hampden. That's key for me.
yeah.
If we can get 7 to 9 points at Hampden, then we're in great shape. You know,
Hmm.
I think in an ideal world, if we just look directly ahead to the two in October, you're at home to Greece and home to Belarus.
Yeah.
Bare minimum 4 points,
Oh,
but
definitely.
ideally 6 points. Because you want to beat Greece, because if you beat Greece, you're 4 points ahead of them, and you know that the next game is home to Belarus and they're away to Denmark.
Hmm.
So there's an opportunity to knock them out completely
You would fancy
after playing
Denmark
that
in that
stage.
one. Yep.
Yeah, so I think don't get me wrong. If we get a draw at home to Greece, it's not the end of the world because, as we've seen before, we can win in Greece. You know, it's not beyond the realms of possibility.
Can he seem to
But
do it at Hampden? We can he seem to do it at Hampden
no,
against
I
them?
think I think we need to make hands in the fortress because we've got
Hmm.
3 games and on paper, like Denmark, Greece, and Belarus. I don't care what Scotland team this is. You should be expecting a couple of wins out of them,
Yeah.
and maybe a draw against Denmark if you're honest. But let's see how we go. And what I would say is I hope that the Scotland boys take confidence with 2 clean sheets because I know we're all going to talk about it's negative, it's poor, right? But um, with Scotland, any good Scotland team is founded on a good backline.
Hmm.
And I'm not going to say that, the likes of Hanley, Suter, and McKenna are a great backline, but they are siege defenders. And if you put them under pressure and you make them defend for their life, they're great. And, that's what we need over these games. What we do need more is just that creative spark of the likes of Ben Doak and McGinn and McTominay. We need them to step up
Oh,
and find
definitely.
a
Yep.
way. And
I'd
I've got to
agree.
admit, I used to be a massive critic of Che Adams, but I thought he was excellent in those 2 games. And
Ah, it was okay.
hopefully takes that into the next two.
Hmm.
Because,
Oh, he has to.
but he needs support. He can't do this lone striker nonsense that we did in Belarus. He looked so much better with bodies around him.
I'd
If
prefer
he could
him
get,
to go. I'd prefer them to go with two up top against the likes of
yeah,
Belarus at Hampden, maybe even Greece as well. I don't know, but obviously
I
Greece
would
is
do
a
that.
bit,
I would
they're a
go.
bit tougher.
I would like to see. I mean, even if you use McTominay as that second one up top against Greece, because you can then go into a midfield goal if you lose a goal.
Yeah.
But against Belarus at home, I'd be massively disappointed if we didn't start Adams and Bowie or Adams and Dykes. You need to go two up top and proper strikers
I'd like to
and
see Bowie. I'd like to see
try
Bowie.
and take, try and take 3 or 4 off them. But
Hmm.
yeah, as I said, I can't complain about the Scotland games. Always happy to see clean sheets and happy to see positive results. And that's what it was. It was a positive too. And this is such a short 6 game cycle. You get two
Hmm.
in September, two in October, two in November.
That's right. And
And
then
if
it's
you can get
all over.
if you can get 4 points out of each match day, then you're probably gonna at least get the playoff. So let's try and get that.
Hopefully, hopefully.
So
Yeah, yeah.
on to domestic matters. I don't want to say delighted the proper football's back, but yeah, I'm happy it's back.
I'm happy it's back.
even just for 24 hours, because I'm probably going to be.
The real football, as I call it, the real football's back.
I'm probably going to be a right miserable git all this morning if it doesn't go right. But let's start on Sunday, which is a bit further away. But what's your take on the obviously everything that's happened since deadline day with Celtic statement, fan protest? What do you think about the 12-minute protest?
Well, well, I agree. Don't get me wrong. I agree with the whole protest thing from the fans. I'm behind the fans in terms of protesting, but in terms of staying out away for the game for 12 minutes, no. What they should do, what they should have done, is maybe get banners and that and done it away from the game, like away outside the ground or something like that, or maybe even at Celtic Park
Or
as a
even like
protest.
if they were in the stadium, but they were silent for 12 minutes.
Aye, even
Something like
exactly.
that
Don't
would
you
have.
don't need to sing or you don't need to do
Uh,
and
but
be in
even
the
if they
stadium.
scored, could you imagine the Sky Sports cameras pan to the Celtic fans and they're sitting there
And
on the
it's
outfield?
and it's empty for 12 minutes, but it's
But
empty for 12
that
minutes.
would make more of a chance to me because the Celtic scored and they didn't do anything.
I
That's
know.
you telling we're not having this,
hmm
regardless of good.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
that would be weird. Celtic score a goal, the fans are in there, they're protesting, they don't even move or celebrate if Celtic score a goal.
But do you know what? That would be their way of saying that we don't care what's happening on the pitch. It's the
hmm
off the pitch stuff that's wrong.
Yeah.
So I think that would have more of an impact than not being in the stadium for 12 minutes.
hmm
But hell, I'm not in charge of any of these groups, and you know they obviously came to a consensus that that would be the best way to go forward. Then good luck to them.
I just
So
hope it's not going to be an ongoing thing though, because yeah,
I
in the
think it
long
is.
term,
I think
in the
it's going to
long,
be a
but
culture
I
thing.
think in the long term though, it's just going to hamper or hinder the team. You need to
I
get
think
behind the team.
because there's going to be a game where you know they boycott or whatever. Because
hmm
with 12 minutes 1 week, in 4 weeks,
hmm
if you don't get a response, what do you do? Boycott the whole game?
Well, by all
And
means, do away with your home cut ticket scheme. Don't go to the European games. Fair enough. But
but that could
as I
hinder
said,
your European
don't,
nights, don't
don't.
it?
If you want to leave the game early, fair enough. But don't go into it late. That's different,
Yeah.
obviously. You know.
But do you know what? I'm sure that it will have an impact, especially with the Sky cameras there.
Oh well.
It's going to be a strange look when the Celtic players come out and kind of
Uh,
normally cheer to that.
and they normally look up to that end of the park, and there's no fans there.
Yeah,
You know, it's going to be weird.
yeah, but do you know what? I think I said in the last podcast, I'm glad that Celtic are doing it while they're winning because it has more of an impact. Because
Well,
otherwise, it can seem like sour grapes type thing.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
As I said, I'm glad they're doing it, but they maybe could have went about it in a different way. I don't know, but
oh, but it's
I
hard to
think we're doing what they're doing. They're maybe
get.
hindering the team and crippling the team because for 12 or 10, 12 minutes, there's not going to be any supporters there. And who knows, within 12 minutes, Kilmarnock could have scored. Who knows?
We scored
Hopefully
two
not,
against
but
We scored
you
two
never
against
know.
Rangers last year in
I don't know.
Ferguson's first game. Yeah, we were
I
2
know.
0 down in 11 minutes, so
Yeah, I know.
that was fun. But
hmm
we did win that game 4-2,
hmm
strangely. But yeah, I mean, on to Rangers. Shall we entitle this without trying to get a job for the Sun or Daily Record? Are Rangers rasking for trouble? I mean,
As some headline that, innit?
honestly, the way I see it, right, is if he's stepped out of line, right, which I think we can all agree that he probably has, he should be punished. But while your team isn't performing, if you leave your best midfielder out of the team and you don't win against Celtic, which they didn't, and if they don't win against Hearts tomorrow, no one blames Raskin. You blame the manager because
That's
he's
right.
not picking the best players that he has available. It's not
That's
he's
right.
not suspended. He is quite simply not been picked because the manager doesn't trust him or is trying to punish him for an in-house issue. So
Doesn't like him. Doesn't like him for one reason or another. It
yeah, for,
happens.
for me,
That
it's you shouldn't. What does it say? Don't cut off your nose to spite your face. That type of
no,
thing, and that's what it is to me. I mean, when I look at Rangers, when you've played 4 games and you've not won a game, you get your best team out there and you try to win a game. and you stop that rep.
And you play your best player.
And when you're playing Hearts, it's not, no disrespect, but it's not home to Livingston. This is home to the third best team in the league, arguably. There's no gimme.
And if Hearts are up for it tomorrow, you never know. It could be a long old afternoon.
Oh, are we anticipating another Rangers draw? We'll get to that later with the predictions. But I just think Russell Martin is taking a massive gamble because if it doesn't go well tomorrow, where do you go for there? Because the fans are just going to say, "Well, you're not picking the best players, so you're not the right man for the job."
Well, if he draws tomorrow or loses tomorrow, what's your stance on it? What do you think?
I think he's gone.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's one or bust tomorrow. I really do.
Has he got a 3-year contract? Is it?
It doesn't matter.
But then they're going to have to pay him the 3 years' money. I mean, I don't know. Is there some sort of mutual termination or something? I don't know.
There should be a we're too shite termination. But no, at the end of the day, Rangers are for the first time in years in a good financial position with the new owners. So, if ever you're going to get rid of a manager 3 months into a 3-year contract, it's now.
Yeah.
There's no excuse. We've seen Leverkusen getting rid of Ten Hag after a game or two. Nottingham Forest getting rid of Nuno after 3 games. That wasn't really a result, but that was more of a personality issue.
But to me, Nuno Espirito Santo is a good manager, so I think
I don't think that was because he wasn't getting the best out of the Nottingham Forest players. It was because there was clearly a breakdown in the relationship between chairman and manager.
Well, here's wishing Angel the best for the Forest job, though. That he's in there.
Yeah, I wonder if his whole I always win trophies my first 2 years. It's hard when you go into a team that
don't normally win trophies.
They're not trophy winners. Well, I know Tottenham weren't trophy winners, but they were always.
Well, to be fair, Forest were trophy laden in the past, not so much these days, but they were in the past.
Yeah, but you know what though? They're in the Europa League, and Ange won it last year with probably. Do you know what? If I'm totally honest, he probably won it with a worse squad last year than the one he's gone into at Forest. Because when you look at how many injuries they had and all the
I know
all the stuff,
that's the bad form they had in the league as well.
This Nottingham Forest squad are probably stronger. But that's by the by. We'll see how the guys get sorted in. Good luck to them.
Back to Scottish football matters.
Yeah, shall we start previewing and predicting the weekend's game then?
If you want to, yeah.
Let's start at Pittodrie, where it's a massive game for Aberdeen. Massive. I mean, you think Rangers are bad. Aberdeen are obviously bottom of the league. And if you could pick any game for them to have, if you're an Aberdeen fan, you'd probably pick Hope to Livingston, who are maybe more of a home team. Not a disrespect to them, but how do you see that going? Obviously, you look at the players coming into Aberdeen. You've got your Armstrong, Nisbet, Carlson coming in. I mean, there's no doubt Aberdeen need to win. They need
of course they do. Yeah.
They need to find a way to win. Will they? Will they win?
I don't know.
I'll let you go next, but I think that Aberdeen will grind out a 2-1 win, but it won't be pretty. And it might even be like a last minute winner type thing, I think.
I think Aberdeen might get beat, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, David Martindale started the season well. His team well set up.
Because Livingston are a tough team to play against. They are.
If Aberdeen do get beat, we're talking about Martin losing his job, but where's that with Jimmy Keelan?
It'll be tight, but I think Livingston will probably edge that one because Aberdeen haven't the greatest of starts to the season.
Think that Jimmy Keelan loses his job though if they lose?
Well, there's a strong argument for it, isn't there? If he doesn't win tomorrow,
then you would have said they've had home to Falkirk and home to Livingston. If they don't pick up any points in that, that could be a real. But I think they will. I think they'll find a way to win. Maybe I'm just optimistic.
Maybe they will. Maybe they will. But they'll have to start winning at some point.
Yeah, and I know they've got the cup game next week as well, so I feel like they can. They've got this one and then Motherwell at Pittodrie next week in the cup, which I think will be even tougher. But they'll look at these two games and go, we can get a if we can get through to the semi-finals in a cup and get that first win, that sets them well up for the European run. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'll go through one Aberdeen. Shall we go on to Dundee Motherwell? I'll let you go first. How do you see this one?
Hey, I think Motherwell will win that one 2-1
I completely agree. I think
because
two.
Motherwell have been unlucky in a lot of their games. They've not won a game yet. They've been really unlucky, and I
Yeah, I
think
think
they're due a win. If I'm
yeah,
honest.
me too. But they still look like they could concede a goal. So that's
Hmm.
why I'm going 2-1 as well. I think it's
Yeah.
but really impressed with Motherwell. But Motherwell, Kelly, Rangers, Aberdeen, they need to start winning games.
Aye.
Um, on to Falkirk St Mirren. I mean, me personally, I think this has got goals, and I think St Mirren will edge it. Uh, I'm going to go really mental. I'm going to go Falkirk 2, St Mirren 3.
Hmm.
Just because I think that Falkirk have goals, they also have a bit of a slackness at the back. I know St Mirren haven't looked free scoring, but sometimes games just get a bit mental. And yeah, I think I fancy St Mirren to edge it by the odd goal.
I've got a feeling Falkirk will be up for that one, and it's at home for them. So I've
So
2-1. I fancy 2-1
the
Falkirk.
Falkirk, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. We'll go with the final 3 o'clock kickoff on Saturday, Rangers Hearts. I'll let you go
Mm.
first in this one.
Hmm. Well,
Not what you
obviously,
want, what
if
you
if
think.
Ru- if Russell Martin does not win, then he's on a sticky wicket.
Yes.
Um, um, I'm
And
just going to
Celtic
sit.
are a team.
I'm actually going to sit in the fence and predict another draw. I think it'll be a draw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why, and I might be mental. I think this is going to finish 1-0 Rangers. And that seems mental because Rangers haven't looked like, not conceding. I mean, I know they didn't concede against Celtic, but that was more about Celtic being pushed than Rangers being solid or anything like that. I just get the feeling it's going to be scrappy. It's going to be lots of missed chances, and I'm going to go 1-0, and I'm actually going to predict the goal scorer here. I think Muovski will score. I think we'll find a way to win. He'll get his first goal, and the Russell Martin dream machine goes on another week.
Yeah.
Much to my displeasure, probably. But no, I'm a Rangers fan. I want us to win games of football, so I don't care who's in charge if we're winning games. But
Mhm.
I just think that the international break's gone, the transfer window's gone, excuses are gone. If
Well, he
Rangers
did
don't
say
win,
Russell
then
Martin did say wait until after the transfer
yeah.
window. He did say
So
that.
I'm not sure it's going to click like a light switch. And we're going to all of a sudden become a good team. But I
Yeah.
think, like anything, to get that first win, sometimes you need to grind it out. And I think that's no matter when Rangers get their first win, I think it's going to be like a 1-0. And it's going to be one of those games that you go,
Scrappy.
we got over the line. And then, by the way, they might follow that up with a 4-0. You know what it's like. Once you get that win, you can take it from there. But I'm going to say 1-0 Rangers. Um, Late night game at Easter Road, Hibs Dundee United. For me, I see goals again, like I do with Falkirk St Mirren. And I
Hmm.
think I'm going to go 2-1 Hibs. I was
I
going to go
think though.
2, but I'm going to go 2-1 Hibs.
I
I
think there'll be
do.
more goals in
All
it. I think there'll be more goals in it.
right. What you
All
going
right.
with?
I'm going with 3-2 Hibs.
Right.
I know that Dundee United have done really well, but so have Hibs, and I think Hibs will just edge it 3-2. It'll be a goal fest. That's what I'm predicting anyway. Probably end up
Well,
1-0 or something like
that's what I'm predicting at Falkirk. So expect 2-0 then. But shall we go on to protest Sunday?
Protest
uh,
Sunday. Yeah.
Kilmarnock, king of draws, unless you're a Rangers fan, against Celtic. How do you see it? I'm
I
Tom.
I know you're saying it'll probably be a tough game. I think it will be a tough game, but I still think Celtic will win it, and I'm predicting a 2-0 win for Celtic.
Yeah, I'm torn between 3-0 Celtic and 1-0 Kelly. Like, I know
Mhm.
it sounds mad, right? But I'm that torn because I think Celtic could just come out and go, you know, we've got better players. We're going to do what we need to do, right? But I also think if Kelly start well and get a foothold in the game, like an early goal, especially if there was no fans in the stadium at that, if they got a goal in the first 10, 12 minutes, I think it could be a long afternoon for Celtic because we've seen them at Ibrox, we've seen them against Kyrat. They're not the most creative team in terms of breaking a side down. And the last thing you want to do to a team like Kilmarnock is be chasing the game. So that's why I could see it being either or.
Yeah,
Um,
I just hope that the no fans for 12 minutes doesn't derail them in any way. I just hope that doesn't
yeah,
affect them.
you know what? I'm gonna go really bold, and I'm gonna go Kilmarnock 1, Celtic 0.
Oh,
And I just think that that's gonna come from everything that's off the field will spill into the field.
I know what you're saying. I can see where you're coming from, but
But by the way, on paper, Celtic 3-0. But
yeah,
just
yeah,
think everything like this can't continue. You can't be that batshit crazy off the field and everything work on the field. It doesn't
I know,
happen.
I
It
know.
will eventually come on the field, and whether that's this week or
Mm.
next week at Parkhead, who by the way I'm watching play every and they're losing 1-0 on their site, so it's not going to be next week.
I've got the game
But,
on the now. It's 1-0 to Airdrie. Yep.
but whether it's against Kilmarnock or whether it's the next home game, which I think is more likely, if you're at home to Hibs, right, and all isn't well off the field, there's no worse team to play than Hibs. He's going to come away from home. They're good away from home.
Oh, they're really good. Yep.
And I just think, and by the way, I think they could be going there on the back of Northern Rangers at the Cup. Let's be honest. Let's get when we get to next week's predictions, you'll see where I'm at with
Possibility.
that.
We'll see.
But
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
I just think that yeah, I could see Sunday going. I do think that I know this sounds weird, but I think this is a big weekend in Scottish football.
Mhm.
Not because it's all about Rangers Celtics, but if Rangers do get off the mark right and get those 3 points, the pressure going on to Celtic, although even though they'd still be 3 points clear of a game in hand, we know what it's like in Scotland when we've seen the pendulum swing, as they say in football. But
Yep.
when if Rangers were to get that, the pressure would go on to Celtic, and if these players start the game without any fans, and if somehow Celtic couldn't find a way to win, the momentum could swing.
I know.
And
I know. Hopefully not.
I just,
But I know.
I just get a feeling that I don't see Celtic drawing a lot of games. I know it sounds mad because they just drew the Rangers, right? But I think Celtic are either going to go out and pump a team or it doesn't happen for them. And it's like
I think.
one
Oh,
win defeat.
you could be right. You might be right.
And I just don't see a happy medium on this one. I think Celtic either win 3-0 or lose
Mhm.
1-0. And I don't think Kelly have been great. I mean, they've got 4 draws. I mean, there's something
Mhm.
about being
Well,
unbeaten. But
Kelly haven't been that great either, to be honest.
I look at Kelly's games and I go, would they rather have had 4 draws, right? Or would they rather have had 2 wins and 2 defeats and had 2 more points?
Aye. But
Because
as I
let's
say
be
to you,
honest, they
I'd
should
be
be
more
beat Dundee at home. They drew.
I- I'd be more
If
worried
it
under
draws at Hibs,
I'd
but
be
they
more
shouldn't have
worried
lost.
if Kelly still had McInnes. They've got Kettlewell, who might be an alright manager, but he's no as good as Derek McInnes.
They're not as dangerous in terms of like the Route One football. Like
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what
uh,
I mean.
but they do play good football, and if you
Oh,
give
they
them a
do.
couple of
They
players, I
do.
mean that a couple of players that have impressed me. I don't know if the boy Brannan's fixed. I think he pulled out the Scotland squad, the under
Mm.
21s. So
Aye.
that would be a shame if he missed out. But the boy, is it Daniels on the left wing? I think he's looked good, scored a couple of
Yeah.
goals. And when you look at if he's up against possibly whether he's fit or not, Tony Ralston or young Colby Donovan, Daniels, he would relish in the fact that Alistair Johnson ain't there either way. Do you know what I mean? And he
Hmm.
would think I can get it, whoever this is.
Aye.
And I think there's scope for Kelly to do well, but we'll see. we'll see, but I think it's a massive weekend. I really do. I think
Oh, that's
I
aye.
know in Scotland we tend to put emphasis on everything. It's oh, it's massive. I mean, because
Mhm.
let's be honest, like, see if it goes the other way, right? We could end this weekend where Hearts are 9 points ahead of Rangers, and that
Celtic
is
could be.
still a massive
Celtic
weekend,
also could be 9 points ahead of Rangers.
precisely. But
Aye.
so what that's what I'm saying. It's massive no matter which way it swings, and whether that swings as a pro Rangers weekend or a anti Rangers sack your manager weekend. It I can't whatever way it goes, it's a massive weekend. I
Yeah.
mean, we're either going to be Rangers sack the manager and we need to start all over again, or we've got a title race. I genuinely see it, and even if Celtic win, I think if Rangers
But
win,
even if Rangers win tomorrow, do you still see them keeping a hold of Russell, Mark? Do you think he'll win enough games to sustain staying at the club?
I don't know. I'll tell you that after the next game after
And
we win, because I would like to see, like anyone, see if you just get that monkey off your back when you get a win, and then you start playing with confidence. I mean, not to go back on international football, but you watch the Scotland games, right? The John Souttar that played for Scotland wasn't the John Souttar that's playing for Rangers right now. He played pressure free, he played really well, he defended really well. Right? Tell Asgard, regardless of how pish Moldova are, right? Goes away, scores 4 goals, looks good. Bojan Milovski looked good. Nico Raskin scored for Belgium, tap in eye. But still, they're going away playing, right, without the fear of whatever's going on at Rangers, and they're looking like footballers.
mm-hmm.
Whereas
Casper
I like
Schmeichel's still no conceded a goal.
till Sunday, obviously.
Well, hopefully not. Hopefully not. Well, we'll see.
Daniels went down. But no, in fact, I'm going to go Lewis Mayo. It'll be a set piece because you can't defend set piece.
You're
Only
right.
thing you can shout at.
You're right. You're right.
Um, so we'll see what comes of the weekend. But do you know what? As crap as it is to be a Rangers fan right now, I'm still excited because we've got 6 games before the next international break, and that involves a cup quarter final, 2 European nights, and 3 big league games. And
Mm.
regardless of whether what I'll be talking about next week or the week after, you need to be positive and you need to try and get points on the board, get through in the
Aye.
cup, and make a mark in Europe. And
Mm.
whether we can do that under this manager is highly doubtful. But
Yeah.
yeah, everything starts. Always as they say, every race starts with a single step. You
Uh, you,
know,
you you have to walk before you run, basically. Aye.
yeah. And let's be honest, if we're going to put our not be critical to Russell Martin,
Or you have to crawl before you walk.
um,
That's it, isn't it?
he has he has had a massive overhaul of the squad, and in a weird way, I don't want to say this, but he is strangely unbeaten. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not like we've lost all 4 games and we're going,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this is disgraceful. Like, they haven't found a way to win yet, which is
Yeah.
poor, but
Uh-huh.
not disastrous either. And
Well,
when you're making that amount of changes in a squad, I mean, what is it, 13 in and so many out?
something like that.
Do you know what? I'm trying not to be negative. There is, if you would take that away from it, you have to say, you know, I don't know many managers that could go into Rangers and go, right, 13 in, 15 out, we're going to win every game. It probably doesn't happen. You do
Mm.
need time. Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say.
No, it wasn't.
Milton Keynes was, though. But speaking of Rome, we've both got Roma to come to Ibrox and Celtic Park later this year. That'll be fun. But no, I think what my point I'm trying to get to is that even if Pep Guardiola was in charge of Rangers, I don't think it would have been smooth, right? I don't think we'd have beat Bruges with Pep Guardiola. Would we have beat St Mirren and Dundee? Probably, right? But what I'm saying is he isn't Pep Guardiola, he's Russell Martin. He's not a top elite manager, but
You might think he's Pep Guardiola.
he needs a chance and he needs time. But as you know, in Scotland, you don't get time if you don't win.
You don't. No.
This is why this weekend is just super massive, because I genuinely believe it is actually win or bust. If we
Hmm?
don't win, he's out. And if we do win, who knows? Because we've all seen it. I mean, I'm sure you remember, Ange Postecoglou's first thing. I don't want to half on and make it the same though, but like there was a few moments where you got big wins throughout that season where, like, even just winning that cup game, like, even you won the cup final against Hibs,
Yeah, Hibs, yeah.
like the momentum, because I've got that, I remember that cup final quite well. Hibs outplayed you
They
for
did.
what periods of
They,
that
they
game, and
did.
I think they might have been 1-0 up, or they made it one each, and it was they had the
Not
momentum.
they were 1-0 up and we
Aye,
equalised and
they
then
were
we
1-0
scored
up.
to make it
So,
2-1. Aye.
and if my memory serves me right, they were on top at 1-0 and had
Hmm.
chances to go through.
But
And
no, but when they scored to make it 1-0, we went up the park and equalised right
I
away.
didn't quite straight away, but then they had chances to
Straight
take
for
the lead, didn't
kickoff.
they?
I know,
Aye.
aye, but we went up the
But, they,
park and scored straight for kickoff.
but I do remember they had moments in the game where they were by far the better side, but
Mhm.
Celtic found a way to win. And this
Yeah.
is what I'm saying about Russell Martin, is you need to find a way to win, and then you need to build on it. And like, because like, people forget though that, like, even though Postecoglou did win like his second game in charge in the league, and he won, two of the first four or five, but like there was bad moments in there,
Yep.
and with with that, everything starts somewhere, and like when you've won a cup, I think you should went, well, it's not interfere here. And obviously Gerrard had left, and Van Bronckhorst had come in, and he's obviously seen that there's a wee bit of turmoil, and like we're probably looking over the fence going, by the way, they're not all in great shape.
No.
And sometimes you need to look over the fence and go, it's not all rosy there. So, but you need to get your own garden in order. You can't be sitting
Mm.
there with weeds everywhere going, that guy's only got 5 roses. You get your own shit together, and you. So that's what Rangers need to do. They need to get their own stuff together before they start looking over any gardens. But
Mhm. Yeah.
honestly, I think we're in the early stages of a long season, and
Aye,
I
we'll
see
just have to
many ups and
take
downs
it as
from
it
every.
comes. Take it
Yeah,
as it comes and see what happens.
I suspect we're going to have many a Friday night where you're greeting and I'm greeting.
Aye. Possibility. Possibility.
But we can leave it there. Obviously, Monday we'll do a review of the weekend. We'll either be talking about another Rangers draw or protests or what have you. You just never know. But
Mhm.
I think we've got a lot to look forward to in Scotland, and obviously next weekend we've got the four cup quarterfinals, which I think are very exciting. I think they start the Friday night, so we
Yeah.
need to maybe get on it early before I think it's Kilmarnock St Mum Friday night. So I think it's weird. I think it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Is that right? The
I
four
think
games.
so. Aye.
So I think
So full weekend. Full weekend straight
Kilmarnock.
to Monday.
I think we've got Kilmarnock St Mum on the Friday,
Mm.
Rangers Hibs on the Saturday, Celtic,
Against
sorry, Partick
Partick
Celtic
Thistle.
on the Sunday, and Aberdeen Motherwell, if I'm right, on the Monday. And big games. Then you'll have a semi-final draw to look forward to, and
Aye.
you start dreaming of another Hampden visit if you're a Kilmarnock fan or something fan. Could you imagine none of us in a semi-final?
Who knows, eh?
But that's for future us to moan about. But no, it was a good wee chat tonight, and
Aye.
we'll see where things are next week.
Yep, we'll do that.
And hopefully you're not going to see me cry on Monday.
Well, I'm hoping that you are.
If you get another draw, I swear to God, I'm going to get my application in for the job at Rangers, because there'll be an open job. That's all I'm saying.
Aye.
I'll be getting my CV ready.
Aye.
But by the way, you're not getting an assistant manager job. I can't have you in there.
Mhm.
But despite you might be good at football manager, I can't have you in there.
Well, aye. Noon again.
Nah. But no, so good chat. We'll catch up Monday and have a good weekend.
You too, mate. Well,
Right,
not tomorrow, but have a good weekend. Right. Cheers.
right. Bye
Right.
bye.
Right. Bye bye.